Hi everyone, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel.
I am going to be working with the Golden Coast collection, just teaching basically how I think of my layouts, how I interpret the layouts, how I do the composition, which is really, really important. That's one of the things that a lot of people ask me or have asked me in the past, and how I do the composition for layouts. So I'm going to be doing this literally from scratch. Nothing prepared. I'm going to be just going from scratch. The only thing I think I grabbed is the collection, and I grabbed a few pictures to choose from, and that's about it. So I want to show you first this beautiful collection, but I'm going to have to like show it to you this way. I hope so. These are the collections. This is the beautiful prints that they have. There is like a crab over here, some shells. So I love that. And there's just all these like really nice things here that you can use for different things in your layout. Then there is this one, which is beautiful. The back of it is a map. So that's nice to see as well. And I love this really nice like seahorse. Let's see, what's the next one? The next one is this. Oh, I love this one, I have to say. I really, really love this sailing one. It's just such a beautiful paper. So there's that. Then there's this one, which I really love. I wouldn't mind using this for something. I'm kind of, while I'm looking through them, I kind of start thinking of ideas of what I want to do. And that's what's nice about it. Look at this beautiful one as well. And it's a lot of things that you can fussy cut here and over here. So there's just really nice things as well. And let's see if the other paper, this is all the same. So there's like many of the same type of papers. So these colors are beautiful, and I just love how it's just like really perfect for any beach theme or anything like that, paradise theme. So there we go. There's the last page, and I know it's backwards, but there we go. So there's that, and then it comes with so many fun things. There's also like, you know, journaling note cards. These are 4x6s. There's the little 3x4. So these ones, there's these puffy stickers. This is a collection by Frank Garcia. So, you know, he loves all these little touches. There's sailing crystals. There is word stickers. So there's that. And these are really cute as well. So that's really cute as well. And the nice thing, of course, and I'm just going to go, it's the flowers, the color of the flowers. So I'm just, oh, and there's ephemera. So I love that as well. So there is lots of different flowers. I mean, flowers galore. Like Prima makes the most beautiful flowers. So that is another one. And here's another ephemera that is that. Now I'm going to put everything aside here so I could start. Oh, I forgot. And there's also these really nice decorative tapes, so like washi tapes. So really cute ones with seahorses and stuff. So now is to choose the paper. So usually what I do is I want to choose papers for backgrounds that are fairly neutral, so you can basically add lots of stuff to it as well. So something like this would be a great way to add for something for a neutral background. Or something like this. I really, really love this one, and I almost want to use this one. I think I'm going to rip it out and use it somehow in my layout, because I think it's like these like watercolor like paint flower what am I saying, little ships are perfect. So that will be one of the pages I'm going to use. And I think I am also going to use this one with the stripes, but I'm going to take like pieces of both of them. So that's what I want to do. And usually what I do is I look at both sides. So you have to kind of look at both sides if you're going to be using pieces of things. Why is that? Because sometimes there's a little thing that you might want to use. So for example, I really, really like this hot air balloon. So, and this little golden thing here. So I'm thinking that if I want to use this thing that is right here, then if I want to use the stripes and I'm only using a piece of it, I'm going to make sure that I cut the piece at the bottom of this. And I don't think I'm actually going to cut, but I'm actually going to rip it. So I'm going to rip it backwards just so I know to make sure that I don't rip over these the pieces that I want. So now I have this really nice striped area that I could use on my layout. So I'm going to save this because I'm probably going to fussy cut this, although I might change my mind. You just never know. Then I have this paper. So this paper is really busy. So in order for me to be able to kind of tone it down a little bit, I want to be able to add something that it kind of doesn't, that kind of lowers down the busyness. And for this background, I don't think I'm going to use it. So I will take the full page of this and just rip the little piece at the top. That way, when I glue this one on top, it is fine. I could also glue it at the bottom. I haven't really decided. This could also be nice. So sometimes I play around with things before I am able to do it completely. Just looking for my trimmer. So for the trim, I just want to trim this little end over here. So it's not. So composition of color and texture is really important. And I find that that helps to kind of find to do it. You can also actually use it this way. And sometimes I play around and I go around and I say, oh, wait a second, that actually looks really good. And this is where I'm going to do. So I actually look like the stripes going in this direction. And now I have a few photos that I want to use. But see, it is a bunch of photos. But there is a photo that actually I just saw and I just realized that it's perfect for this. And let me just see, where did I put it? And it would be perfect to use for this type of, there it is. So what do you think? I actually have the perfect photo. The thing is that it's not, this is my daughter, but this was at camp. So I'm not sure if it like just, if the colors match or not. And that's something that I like doing, but maybe it does. This is like the perfect photo, but if not, I could always use that one, also matches as well. This is my daughter and there's a picture of us. Maybe I should do a family photo. This is the problem. I don't know what to decide. Okay, let's, you know what? Let's just do, see that blue doesn't really match even though it's the perfect thing. Let's do the family photo. I like the blue really matches here. So this is what I do sometimes. So when I don't know what to do, I take the photo and I kind of play around with it. It's a family photo of the forest. This is like a few years ago in Mexico, and that works out well. Now for gluing, so there we go. So now I am going to just glue this piece of paper. So this is what I meant by composition. It's really important to kind of think of how you want things to run, where you want things to go. Oh my God, this makes so much noise. So once I turned it around, I realized that that's where I wanted it to be. There we go. Okay. Now that this is glued, now I can kind of add a little bit of mixed media if I want on this. And I'm going to be very simple with the mixed media. I want to make sure that it's that it doesn't overwhelm everything here. So I am going to take some of the white gesso. Oh no, maybe not. I'm going to actually take some paper texture. This is the paper texture paste, and I love using it through a stencil, but today I think I'm going to just use it by putting it like with a spatula. So one of the things I love about doing with the beach themed, I love doing beach themed layouts. That's one of the things I love doing. And because I love going to the beach. So that's basically the main reason. So I end up doing a lot of beach themed stuff because I take a lot of pictures during our vacations. So that's what I'm doing today. I am going to take a palette knife. And actually, if you realize, my palette knife is very, very dirty. It has like glue and paint caked on, but that will help me to create the texture that I want to do for this. I'm just going to kind of tilt this around a little bit just because, so you can, because I'm right-handed and I need to do it this way. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this texture, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of create movement going in this direction. So why I like that it has like that caked on thing on top, because it creates more texture. And why I'm adding this on You could use stencil marks and so forth. But why I like adding this on, it kind of blends the two papers together. You could use texture paste. You could use gesso. I like using either one of those. I really love, this is one of my favorite things, is paper texture, and I'm going to link everything below. So it kind of hides the busyness of the paper, and also kind of blends everything together. So this is kind of the area where I'm going to be putting the picture, and I measure it with the picture to make sure that it's kind of sticking out of the page, out of the thing, because don't forget, I'm going to be adding flowers as well. So you want to make sure that you have, that it's sticking out enough. So basically almost in the middle here, you don't really need it because it's not going to show. So there's that. So I keep on adding until I'm happy with the way it looks, and then I'm going to dry. And now you can always go back later. Let's say if there's areas where you think there should have been some, but you didn't add anything, you can always go back and add it after, right? You can kind of stick your palette knife underneath. But I think I'm good. So this doesn't take a long time to dry, but you still need to dry it. There's no, so let's see, almost dry. So while this continues drying, I'll talk a little bit about something else. So I'm going to put this aside because I want to show you something else that is very cool. So once you have your photo, a good way to mat it, and this I learned from my teammate Rika. She has a great way of matting photos, and I love the way she does it. She uses different papers to kind of mat underneath the photo. So the great way to do this is with these. This is a 4x6, how do you call this? Paper pad. But not only do I want to mat it like this, I also want to add other papers underneath. So I kind of find different ones that will work. You can also take the 3x4. Okay, so you can add even small ones like this. Like this one says dream, but even that, I just like the colors. So you could do that, and you could just rip it in half and put it underneath, and nobody would know. So you're basically layering things, and it says dream both bottom and top. So that's nice. So you can layer things with these. So I'm going to use different ones to just layer things around. Let's see. I don't know which ones I want to do. There's some really cute ones. Oh, here's the ones with the lines. Yes. Okay, so perfect. So I'm going to take in the same exact ones, and I'm going to kind of mat it like this. So that looks perfect for me. Okay, good. So then all I have to do is just kind of glue these the way they are. Or you can also staple them. I have stapled them before. I don't know why I put glue on both sides, but okay. All right, so let me put this one. No, I don't even know why I'm stirring things. I'm not. Okay, there we go. And then the photo, what I like doing is I like mounting it with some tape. So I take something like foam tape. And then I just go underneath, and that way it gives it like a really nice 3D effect, which is nice to do. So if I raise this, why I like to raise these is because that way when you put the photos, you have more space. Not photos, when you put the flowers, you have a little bit more space. So now I come back, and it's perfect. So it kind of evens it out. So the stripes are kind of going in this direction, and it makes everything very balanced. So I'm putting these stripes over here because it kind of balances the stripes on the other side, if that makes sense. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue, and I think I'm going to use foam tape to glue this so it stands out a little bit more. And as you can see, the texture paste is kind of sticking out from underneath. There we go. So what I like doing is I want to kind of raise this a bit, and that way when I put the flowers, it will work better. So I love these type of colors for beach. I mean, obviously blue because it's like the ocean, but just everything in general looks good. Okay, there we go. So now we're pretty balanced in terms of the composition, and now we can add some things like ephemera, stickers, and things like that. So I actually haven't even looked to see what's here. Oh, and I forgot my little thing that I was gonna cut out. I forgot about it. See? This is what happens. So let's cut out this little design, which I see in the ephemera as well. And I'm gonna be rough cutting it just because obviously there's no time. I wish I had like a helper around me here so I could do the fussy cutting, but I don't. And I think I'm gonna cut around this yellow one as well, just because I think I might want to put it. So sometimes I glue everything and then I forget something that I really wanted to add, and I go back and I tear it apart and I add something underneath. So let's see if it works. If not, I will just, and I'm cutting so badly, it's not even funny. Wow. Okay. So I see this yellow doesn't really match that well, but let's just see. So I forgot that I wanted to kind of try this. No, okay, so hold on. This doesn't look nice with it. I'm going to say, so what I'm going to do is I want to check to see how it looks with this hot air balloon. And yeah, so that looks much nicer. I don't think this, let's see, I try. So what I do is I test it. So in this case, so when I usually do the layouts in advance, I don't test things in advance. I mean, I do it all in advance, right? So then I know what I have to add. But in this case, I'm testing it in front of you. So it does waste time doing that. It does look a little bit nice to add this yellowish stuff here, this golden, the golden area. Let's see, I don't know. Usually I actually check it out by, no, I think I'm gonna leave it. It's not gonna be in this one. Let's see what else there is in the ephemera. And what else do I have? I could have used like little, like some of these. They would look nice if I actually did stripes. But right now I want to focus on something else. Let's see. A little seahorse could be, airmail, I don't know. So this is where I start playing with things. Filling golden. Oh, that's cute. That would be a good title to use with this. So there we go. I think this will look nice here. That looks like a nice beach theme stuff. You know what? Let me start with the flowers first. I think that's going to help to kind of see where I'm at. Okay, so there we go. So I think okay, so now to talk about composition, especially with flower composition, is really important. Usually the way it works is that I like anchoring my flowers in one of the corners, usually bottom corner of my layout, of my photo, sorry. So usually, I don't know why, I always go with the left. I like the left to right composition. And I already have this little globe over here. So I think left to right will work well. The other thing I need to do is you need to kind of put the bigger flowers at the bottom, like kind of anchoring them and really close to the photo. And you're kind of layering them like that. Then you can do smaller flowers coming out of your layout in a different direction. But the smaller flowers can go at the top or whichever way. But you want to put the bigger flowers and they anchor your layout so your eyes will go straight into the picture, which is really important. So there we go. I like that there. Look at this. It has the actual same little boats that the other one did. And I don't know where to put it because I want to put it, but it's too busy when I'm putting it on the same side. So that's not going to go. This one, maybe the stripes. Okay, let me play with another one. I want to find some other ones. So I love these roses. I need some smaller ones. Okay. So it's a lot of playing around with things and figuring out where things go. Okay. And yeah. Oh no, wait, I know what I want. I want this one. Has those boats as well. Okay, this I also like. I'm going to use some of these to kind of. So what I like is I take some of the flowers out and I just play around with different things. No, I don't like that. Okay. Okay, I think the flower can go here. There we go. That's a better one. Let's see, and maybe some pink ones here. No, not light blue. Oh, where was that one that I wanted to add? Did I put it back? Oh, there it is. No, that's too big. Okay, so you see, this is why I go back and forth playing with the flowers until I find the one that really looks good. And then I stop. There we go. So this is can go underneath here. So this is basically my composition. So to explain a little bit about the composition in terms of the flowers, in order to anchor the flow photo and to make sure that your eyes go directly onto the photo when you're looking at the layout, it's really important to kind of create a triangle around it. And I'm doing this with the photo, with the flowers. So I have the anchored one, which is the big flowers over here, and then the smaller flowers here, but they're kind of forming a triangle. And if you know how it is in scrapbooking, it's really important to kind of create that triangle, and that helps with kind of composing this so it looks much easier on the eye. So, so now that I have that, I am going to glue the little, how do you call this, the little globe over here. So it's kind of also sticking out like 3D. And then I'm going to glue the flowers. Now there's different ways you can glue flowers. You can use fabric tack, which is what I used before, but somehow the fabric tack is in another area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just soft matte gel. So it's a great way to show you that you can use anything to glue flowers. This is a very dirty pot, but don't worry about it. It won't show up. And I'm going to grab my palette knife again. And all I'm going to do is with the soft matte gel, which is this one, right? You can also use it for doing layouts. So for example, all I do is I put a little bit of it on the back and then glue. And it holds really nicely. Because all gel is just glue, right? So it works perfectly with that as well. So you don't have to worry about anything else. Once I have the composition of the flowers set, then I can just kind of add other embellishments, and I'm going to add a little bit of color as well. So it's great. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there's a composition with the flowers. Now, I do want to add some more ephemera and stuff like that. So I have to kind of move everything around. I have a big mess on my desk and trying to find things. Another thing I like doing, sorry, before adding that is like some more little flowers. Look at these cute little flowers. How cute are these? They're very tiny. And I'm thinking that they would look really good, and I'm going to try. It might not work, but I'm going to try. No, I don't know if it will work. Sometimes this does, or I can add, I think the flowers that I'm looking for are even smaller than this, and I don't know if I have them or not. No, I'm not sure if I'm going to add this here, but I do like this, so maybe I'll do that. So never mind about doing. Sometimes what I do is I trickle the flowers down the page, but I don't think I'm going to do that right this second. It's just not looking nice. This one goes here. So what you want to make sure is that the flowers are kind of touching the picture, because what happens is that then your eye kind of draws itself to the picture. It makes your eyes go towards the picture. Now I really love these horses. I want to see if I could put them anywhere. This would look really nice. Yeah. And all right. Oh, sunshine. I like this. Why don't we put the sunshine? But let me just check to see if the ephemera has any other things. Oh, okay, never mind. There's some more words here. So let me just open it up. So there's 2 ephemera packages. So let's see. Oopsie. They kind of have similar things. This moment. Let's see what other things I could add. So some things I just go through them. I like them, don't like them. And I just go, oh, there's a little flamingo. I like this. The little flamingo is cute, but how much can I add, right? Like this just becomes like crazy where you have so much stuff. I really love adding shells. I actually love adding real shells, not paper shells. Our time. That's cute. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's different things that you can add as well, but I already fussy cut this, so I just don't know. Oh, paradise. I like that. Let's see. Paradise dream. I have the dreams over here. Feeling golden. Loving this. I don't know. Okay, so I don't even know. I kind of want everything. Okay, loving this and paradise. I think these 2 should be our time. Okay, I don't know. There's so many things that you can choose from. That's the problem. So what I like doing with the ephemera, for example, you could do this. You could cut this up. There is also the other globe, which I could have added, but I already fussy cut it. So there's just so many options. Kind of like I want to add so many things, but I really can't. I could add the heart. That heart would maybe I should add. Yeah, the heart would be nice. Okay, so there we go. So you see, I just go through it and I just find what I want to add, and then I just add it. The heart is cute because it matches for the family theme. And I'm thinking that maybe I should add there's more hearts. I think these are, oh, there's 3 pink hearts. Perfect. So that could also kind of help towards this triangle thing that I always try to do. There's the heart there and the heart over. It's hard to. Okay, the heart over here. No, not there. And if I could. No, that doesn't look right. Let's see. I think maybe over here with the heart. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let me just glue this, loving this. I don't know. I want to put this, but I don't know where to put this. Sometimes I go back and forth with the titles until I find where it should go. Loving this. And what did I do with the paradise one? Loving this, our time. I think, yeah. Maybe not paradise. I'll just put this one. Our time. Okay, there we go. Now I have all this ephemera everywhere, which I'm going to just kind of gather on top here because I want to show you what else I'm going to do. So I don't like adding so much, but I do add enough. Like people say I do add a lot, but I am moderate with what I add. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm looking for the little, what are they? The satin crystals. Now I have everything everywhere. Okay. I love adding the satin crystals to it as well. Hold on. So I'm going to take the pink ones, I think these light ones. And what I do is I kind of take them down and create like little smaller triangles kind of going down the page. So there's a one triangle and the movement goes this way. So then I have to add something on the top sides to kind of balance it out. Kind of here. And sometimes I move them around if I don't think they go well. I have, oops. This one goes here. So there's another triangle. And just to finish up. So it kind of adds a little bit of texture all around, which I really like. Let's see. I don't know if I like it over there. And I think I need one more. This one over here. Okay. So there we go. There's the layout more or less. So there's a lot of texture in the background, but I'm going to use the same paper texture paste to add a little bit of texture on the flowers, and that kind of brings it all together. That's one of my staple things that I love doing. So I'm going to get a paintbrush. This is an old paintbrush, so it's really hard. You want to make sure that it's hard. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of white at the edges of the flowers. That way it creates it almost like foam on top, like sea foam. That's what I want to kind of say. Okay, so I'm just basically adding it on top of the flowers. And I also sometimes add it on top of the picture to kind of make it all go together. I love creating these type of effects. So it kind of looks like the flowers were hit by some ocean wave and the foam kind of went on top of them, if that makes sense. And here's the part where if you're missing any white anywhere from the texture, you can always add it here. Now you could easily go and add, how do you call this, some color. You can do like so many things with it, and I just love adding the texture. And basically this is the layout. So it's just very simple in my opinion. I guess maybe that's because I've done this so many times that I know kind of how the composition works. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for coming and have an amazing day. Thank you so much.